Hello and welcome to Nutrition Bites. I'm your host, Steve Graham, joined today by dietetic intern Kelsey Shriner, who's here to discuss milk alternatives. So lately people have really been turning away from dairy milk and looking to these other milk alternatives, including soy milk. What are your thoughts on these alternatives?
Well, to start with almond milk, that's a big one right now. You want to remember that in 1 cup of almond milk, there's actually only 4 almonds. The rest is all water and usually sugar. This only has about 0 to 1 grams of protein, and it has up to 70% more sugar in comparison to dairy milk, and it has about 3 grams of fat. And in dairy milk, there's varieties with 0 grams of fat. So if you do want to choose almond milk, I would suggest choosing it for flavor rather than nutritional benefit.
And along with almond milk, we see coconut milk is very popular, especially here on campus. It's sold in the food markets throughout, and I see several students drinking it. What are your thoughts on coconut milk and what it has to offer?
Well, it seems that coconut milk is really hot in the supermarkets right now, but actually in reality it's a very highly saturated fat beverage, which is the bad fat that increases our bad cholesterol. So this has up to 5 grams of fat, and I would just suggest to steer away from this beverage. It does have a low carbohydrate content, so it might be good for athletes looking to replenish their body in that way.
I've tasted it, and I think I'll be steering away from it. But soy milk as well, if you walk into the dining halls here at Salle, they offer it to students if they want to use it. What does this have to offer to our diet? Is it a good alternative?
Well, I definitely think that soy milk is the way to go if you're looking for a milk alternative. It has a similar composition to that of 2% dairy milk, so it has about 7 grams of protein and about 3 grams of fat, so it's not too bad. But you do want to be careful when choosing a soy milk to stay away from the flavored varieties because these are loaded with sugar. So when shopping for your soy milk, go with the unflavored kind.
Okay. And going back to dairy milk, which is so high in calcium and vitamin D, which is essential to the growth in the human body, but do these alternatives offer that those same essential items?
Well, that depends. Milk alternatives are usually fortified with between 10 to 35% of your daily calcium, and it does usually have the same amount of vitamin D as dairy milk. So the most important thing to remember is you want to read your nutrition labels and really compare the differences.
Well, Kelsey, I'd like to thank you for joining me and improving all of our diets, and this has been another edition of Nutrition Bites.
This message brought to you by the LaSalle Nutrition Department.